Hey, welcome back to another episode of Producergrind Podcast. Carrington and JB with me.
Yo, it's good.
And we got a little special episode today. Usually, usually it's a straight producer podcast, but this man got a little bit, more going on than just producers and production, all that stuff, though. But please welcome to the show, man. Dro Fe, what's good, bro?
What's good, yo? What up?
Chilling, man. We at the Narco house.
Right.
Yeah.
Facts.
The infamous Narco house.
Fact. Tell us a little bit about that. This is something like it's like a staple, in the culture right now out here.
Yeah. It's just a crib that I got from my one of my OGs named Joey. I used to be out here like on some trap shit, moving around, staying with him here at this crib, and then he moved. Then he was one day he was gonna be like, I'm finna move. I was like, bro, I gotta have this crib. I gotta have it. So then he was like, all right, bet. Then he didn't want to give it to me. Then my other homeboy, Dana, was like, bro, you gotta give Dro the crib. Like, so then they was like, all right, bet. So he gave me the crib. So, but I ain't have enough money to get it. I had money to give, but I didn't want to take care of it all by myself. So at first it was me and Sonny Digital. Sonny Digital moved in here first.
Mm-hmm. And so you and Sonny go way back?
Like about 4 years.
Oh, okay. What was he doing? Was he making beats for you back then? Y'all was just cool?
Hell yeah. Because, I rap, so at the time I'm from a small area, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a hold of one of these big-ass producers and I'm gonna do a project with them. That's how I'm gonna get on. So I did that. I hit up Sonny through one of the homies named AK, another rapper. And he put me in touch with Sonny and I bought a project and that was NARCOWAVE 3. Produced by Sonny Digital.
The whole tape?
Uh-huh.
Wow. And then so, did y'all have, a vision, to have the whole shit, on some studio shit? There was no vision?
Nah, because, at first, it was just, excuse me, I was out here a lot. At the time, he was out here a lot. And he would be renting Airbnbs and shit, So I was like, bro, this is cheaper than the Airbnb, just rent the house. So he was like, all right, bet, let's do it. So we rented the house. And then he had the front room, I had the middle room, AK had the back room. And then we would be in here just working a lot. He would be out here. And we'd have different people coming in and out of the crib. But it wasn't really what it is now. Mm-hmm. It didn't really become this until after, Sonny kind of introduced me to a lot of people, And then we just kind of built upon that over the past couple years to make it what it is now.
Mm. And then, I know, a lot of historical shit's happened here, the Blueface video and everything. How did that come about and shit?
Well, the Blueface video came about because Gleesh actually filmed a video here with Cole Bennett first. Mm-hmm. And my boy Bluetooth brought Cole Bennett over here. And then we was cool. And then we met up a few other times, seen him around. He followed me. We was cool. And then he hit me recently yo, hey, can I use your crib? I said, yeah, for sure. And then when he pulled up the next day, he was like, it's for Blueface. I was like, oh, cool. So we just did that. And he did it, and that was that. The video went viral, so. But other people too, Ox, my little nigga Ox, he actually here right now. His video, Ride Around, was done here too. Yeah, they was actually released on the same day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, both those videos was released on the same day. We wasn't planning it or nothing, and that one was done by Lone Wolf, Ride Around with the gang. And it was actually shot in the same two places too. They shot it from the front looking this way, and then they shot it in the back in this corner. And that's where Bluetooth and them shot it in the front looking this way, and they shot it in the back in the corner.
So it's kind of Blueface, whatever. It's like a little staple now. You got to get a video shot here now.
Yeah, let's see who else. Before we had Max O'Cream.
Oh, word? What song he record here?
He did. He recorded here, but he did. Bust Down. Where the girls were stripping on him in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. That was here. Gleesha's in the trap video. Let's see. Who else? A lot of people really, bro. Stunner for Vegas, Cincy Molly, Cue the Fool. Lots of people.
That's videos you're talking about?
Yeah, videos, doing them over here at the crib, yeah.
But I know it's a lot more than just people coming here to shoot videos, you know what I mean? Like, I was here last night, I seen what was going on. Sonny was here, you know what I'm saying? Talk to us about, like, the other names and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so, like, what happened was I ended up, like, being here, and I needed beats, and no one was really sending me beats at the time. So I was like, niggas didn't really know me too good yet, so I was like, you know, whatever. So Sonny was giving me beats, and my boy Happy was giving me beats. And some of the first people to give me beats was ChaseTheMoney and my boy Young God. So Young God gave me some beats, and I was really fucking with Young God's beats. So I started reaching out to him, like, you know, what you doing? You know, whatever. And, like, I kind of came up, like, on the cool, like, I had, like, I always say, like, I kind of, like, I was like a trap intern. Like, I wasn't no intern, but, like, I was in the room with, like, a bunch of these, like, giant producers for a while. So I ain't had to intern as far as, like, run errands, but I got to be there and learn a lot of shit by just being there smoking. So, like, I spent long amount of time with Southside. You know what I'm saying? I spent long amount of time with Sonny. I spent, like, long amount of time with, what's up, gang? I spent a lot amount of time with, shit, even with, like, my boy DJ Fu and Resource, they had me around Mike Will, my boy Shad. They would have me around Mike Will, so I'd be around, like, Sonny, be around Mike Will, be around Happy Perez, be around Southside, you know what I'm saying? A little bit around Metro and them sometimes, too, when they would come into town. So, like, for a few years, I had just been kind of, like, sitting around, like, just peeping game, you know what I'm saying? And I've always been a boss. Like, I've always owned stores and all kinds of shit. Like, I've always been, like, so I was like, fuck it. I'm finna start a production company. And so I did for, like, let me see. This July will be 2 years. Like, this July will be 2 years. So, like, about a year and a half ago for my birthday, I opened up a whole bunch of LLCs, and I was like, that's for my birthday present. So I just did that and that shit. Like, you know, so I signed Young God, and then Young God introduced me to McCoy. And so that's like the staple, like the foundation of our team is Young God and McCoy. I get my work from the NARCOWAVE, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that shit just kind of came about from just really like niggas they ain't want to send us beats. So then we just started reaching out to niggas to give us beats, you know? And so we got like ChaseTheMoney, he another person that I spent a lot of time with. He not really like NARCOWAVE, but he gang for sure. Like he definitely part of the gang, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he do his own thing. But me and him have worked a lot together, like a lot. Like I produced on a song, one of the big songs he got, we got, it's called, the fuck that shit called? What that shit called, bro? The song did J. Cole and... J. Cole and J.I.D.
Oh, yeah.
What's that? It's off, was it DiCaprio?
I don't know the name. I know the song, though, for sure.
We did that whole...
Or, I ain't know that.
Yeah.
That's dope. What you did, like...
I found the sample. So I'll be in here, like when I get bored, I'll just start, like, going through, like, because I got, like, an extensive-ass musical category knowledge in my head. Like I know everything. Like sometimes like on a road trip, I'll like challenge myself and like go through like just push the arrow up, the skip arrow, not the skip arrow, the one that just goes like number by number, and then go to on the radio and go to every radio station and see if I could just start singing along with the song that's on there, any different genre. Cause I know them all, bro. I know everything, bro. I know classic rock. I know Motown. I know country. I know rap. I know R&B. I know soul. I know fucking freestyle music. I know fucking Latin music.
What type of music did you grow up listening to, really?
All of that, everything.
All that shit?
Yeah. I myself would listen to rap, but...
Like what rappers, though?
Like my first, I grew up listening to like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Tupac. You know
West
what I'm saying?
Coast shit.
I grew up in the 90s and shit, so...
Wow.
So, like, I grew up, you know, DJ Screw, you know what I'm saying? ESG, Lil Kiki, Big Pokey, Jay-Z. I started listening to Jay-Z early on, like in 96 when he first came out. shit, Mobb Deep, like, you know, all the greats and shit, really all through, all the way up to Eminem, 50 Cent. I done seen it all, really. I done been here for a while.
So
Go ahead.
So when you say like you go on the radio and you go through, flip through the channels, right? You try to test yourself. Like you produce too as well, right?
Yeah, sometimes. It's not really like something that I like just rave about that I do, but I produced a few tracks.
So like going through the radio stations, like how does that help you? Like does it help you when you rap too? Get more creativity?
Nah, like it's not just something I do just all the time, but it's just it's like a challenge. Like it's just something I like to do because I like to trip out like on how many songs I really know. Because it'll go from like, even in the Spanish and like Tejano and all of that shit, it'll be like a Spanish station. I'll be like, I know this one too. Then it'll be like a classic rock. I'll be like, I know this. Like, you know what I mean? It'll be like Stills, Crosby, and Nash, or like fucking the Doobie Brothers or some shit, or you know what I mean? And then it'll go like a old school soul R&B station. It'll be like Isley Brothers or like Bobby Womack, or like, you know what I'm saying? It could go to a disco station. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like Diana Ross, and I just know it all, bro. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how. I used to have a homeboy that knew it all, and I would trip out on him, and I'd be like, bro, how you know it all? And now one day I know it all, and I'm like, damn, how do I know all of that shit? Like, I don't even know. I think it's just part of what I needed to know in order to get to where I'm at today. It's just shit that just happened in life. I just be knowing all songs and shit. So that's how I made that song, was that I was over here going through like a bunch of old Spanish songs, bunch of old Spanish samples. And it's kind of like cooler nowadays because back in the day, you had to we used to dig through records and shit. Like me and my best friend Dusty used to dig through records and shit. He's like a big Spanish EDM DJ. Like, damn, he do like EDC and shit. Like, but it's like Spanish cumbia EDMs and shit. He a big producer. And I spent many a days just behind him, just working behind him, learning behind him. Me and him learned how to make music together. Honestly, like me and him like started out making music together. So like back then it used to be records. So like you had to find a record, go through it, and then also like back then sampling was different than it is now with like all the different things like gross beat and all these different things that you could do to these samples. So like back then you would have to find something that was gonna ride. You know what I mean? You was gonna have to find like a sample back then would be like, the way we would do it was like, some niggas would just go find like, you got niggas like Alchemist and them and Premier, they say they go and they'll find like a kick from here and a kick from here and tune it all right and make beats out of like the whole shit. Like we would just find like a nice ass loop, like more like Kanye style, like Kanye would do it, like find like a fire ass loop and then just program the drums behind it back in the day. Nowadays, it's like you could just find something that just sounds cool. Like it just has like a good sound, or just has some like instruments that no one's using right now. And it may not be like just like the most fire melody or nothing, but like you could like grab it, throw it in gross beat. You know what I'm saying? Halftime it. Right. Then it's not even the same anymore. It sounds like something completely, and then you're just grabbing, like, it's just easier. So that's how that song came out. It was like, I was going through it and Chase came over here and he was like, oh, that shit fire. And he was like, give me that. I was like, all right, bet. And then he was like, hurry up. And I was like, fuck, hold on. And then he made that beat like in like 5 minutes.
So what kind of music was you making when you first started rapping though? Like,
I mean, I first started rapping like in year 2000. So I was making music like that.
Of that time. And then how do you like transition? Like, you know, a lot of people might get stuck in a certain sound, like, because your shit sound definitely current, you know what I'm saying? Now.
Yeah.
Not get stuck in 2000.
You know what? That just all has to do with like me, my person, my character. Like I stay close to the streets. A long ass time ago, bro. Like I'm really from this shit. Like I really was born in 1980. You know what I'm saying? Like I just told y'all my age. I grew up and this is what it was. Like niggas be like, why did you do this? And I'll be like, bruh, in the 90s, like this is what we did. Like niggas was freestyling and trying to be rappers just like today. Like it's almost like a reoccurrence of what was happening back then. Like how everybody trying to rap right now. Like everybody was just trying to rap back then. Like I grew up in Texas where niggas was freestyling, trying to be like Screw. You had mom and pop CD shops all over the state. You had local stars who was making like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year off of just selling CDs and mom and pop. No one would have ever known who they were. Or, you know what I mean? Like, we got giant stars, like giant stars who like no one even knows who they are outside of Texas.
That's what B King said. He said you can damn near go platinum just being off of a Texas beat.
B King like a new version of what they were. Like he's big around the country, but he's giant in where Texas. He's from.
In Houston.
Right. And like, it's cool to see that. Like, I don't necessarily listen to his music and shit, but it's just cool to see like somebody like doing that local, like, cause Houston just used to have like just like this crazy scene that was like, I mean, you still see it to this day. I mean, look, we got double cups on this interview right now, and I'm branding them with double cups. Like, I'm from Texas, I'm allowed to do that, but at the same time, it's like this comes from like something that they were doing like
way back
in the day. Like, none of us created this. Lil Wayne didn't start double cups. You feel me what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like DJ Screw and them started that shit. So like Houston's always had like a fire ass to culture. But like for like people would always just come and just steal the best parts of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll come and be like Rocky and all them niggas is all cool. I know all them niggas, and like I'm not hating on none of them, but like when they first came into the scene, they took like the purple syrup and the screwed up part and like made like more artistic style videos and more artistic style like hip hop, but still added like hella elements of screwed music into it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
the old Rocky, like
it's been, I mean, ever since Screw came out, people have been screwing down a voice at the end of a song or for an ad lib or anything.
So you said that's kind of taken from the culture. What's the proper way to do it to maybe help some artists from that area get on and give back in that way?
I mean, I don't really know if there's a proper way to do shit like that. I mean, it just is what it is. Like, I mean, it would be dope but at the end of the day, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it ain't really like,
that's it.
It's not, like I said, I'm not hating on Rocky and them. That shit was fire. Like, that didn't do nothing but help spread the culture. Like that I come from. Like, that's my culture. I grew up in. Like,
you from Texas, right?
Yeah, I'm from Texas. I'm from South Texas. I was born in Kingsville. Then I grew up in Corpus Christi, and I went to high school in Austin, and I lived the rest of the time in the Rio Grande Valley.
So down by almost by Mexico.
Yeah, like that's where NARCOWAVE comes from. Like, I've been down there for like 15 years.
So what's the? I know it's got to be real different out there, like by the border and shit. Like what's it like out there?
I mean, it's different. It's definitely different because it's not like a lot of people grow up in America. You know what I'm saying? And so people are used to like American ass shit and American ass customs and American ass lifestyle. And when you're that close to the border, it's not really, you're living in America, you know what I mean? Like you get all the amenities of living in America, you know what I'm saying? Like hot water and, I mean, there's hot water in Mexico, of course, but I'm just saying like just all of the shit, like, you know, like 24-hour ambulances and just all of this shit, right? Working street lights and shit like that, right? But for the most part, like when you're down there, like it's like there's no, like it's not really America when it comes like people, like you walk into any store and they're speaking Spanish. Like you may not even be able, like if you don't speak Spanish, you may not even be able to understand them at all. Like, cause they may not, cause most places over there, like they may not have to hire you if you don't speak Spanish, you're not getting hired down there. And then if you speak Spanish, but you don't speak English, you're probably still going to get the job. But if you speak English, but you don't speak Spanish, you're probably not going to get the job.
That's crazy.
So like, it's just like an area where it's like not part, it's part as far as like the United States, but it's just not the same. You know what I mean? And the music, the culture, like I remember when I moved down there, like there's, I mean, still to this day, there's just never been BET down there on the local cable. Like there was no BET. Like all they had was MTV. If you didn't have satellite, there was no BET. So like, how could you grow up without like Rachel on fucking Caribbean Rhythms? Like what? Like that's like my whole fucking teenage crush was fucking Rachel and fucking all of them people on BET and all of that shit. Like, so it's just different. If you can imagine an area like that, like a part of America that didn't have BET, didn't have, it's just super far behind. Like the people that come down, like you'll have your certain people from that area that are like in tune. The internet's made it more easy like lately, but It's just different. It's different.
It's still even like that, like super like.
Yeah,
like
for
almost
sure.
like out in the sticks, out in the country, whatever. How they
But
say.
it's not out in the sticks though. It's a giant. It's the fastest, one of the fastest growing areas in the country. But it's not out in the sticks. It's just really flat, so it feels like there's nothing there. Like you don't see any like tall buildings, because there's so much land that nothing builds up. Everything just builds out. Like so that it just keeps going and going. There's like if there's like 20 or 30 cities down there, in between them all, there's like 1.5 to 2 million people in the in the metro area.
cities.
Yeah,
Dang.
So like it's not little, but every city only got 30 or 40, 50, 60,000, 100,000 people in it. So
They're not about to be crowded.
everybody feels like their small town is like from an area. So the music is like, it's just different. Like, but it has a lot to do with my character and a lot to do with what I had to do to grind to like get out, you know? Like back in the day when we was doing, back in the day, I always had like in like the first time I got out of prison, I got out, I came up hard, bro. I came up so hard that time. And then like, I had a best friend that made beats, but at the time, there was no Reason or Fruity Loops or anything. It was like the very beginning of that shit, right? So like niggas we were still recording on Digital Performer, not even Pro Tools. It was DP4 and DP3, which was like, it's like Pro Tools.
Never even heard of
I never
Exactly.
heard that before.
It was like Pro Tools, but like a cheaper, like less awesome version than Pro Tools and shit. And but at the time, because you needed the whole Digio 2 shit to go with like the Pro Tools shit to run their like back then you couldn't just run it with an Apollo SoundCloud whatever interface. Like in the DP4 you could just run it with a Tascam or a Focusrite or whatever. So we would use that shit. And but like I just went and bought like I had this dude that was fire at making beats, fire as fuck. Like to this day, I still think he could have been one of the greatest and shit, but he didn't have no bread. Like that was the thing. That's what I tell the young kids nowadays is like the young kids got it so easy. Like you can borrow your sister's, you can be fucking 16 years old. And if you don't have a computer already, borrow your sister's or your mom's or your cousin's computer, hack Fruity Loops, download some drums, get a sample off the YouTube, like whatever, you can fucking
loop kits,
fucking get a loop kit, sample free, come up with some fire shit, you know what I'm saying? And like you did that shit in like a day with like, back in the day, bro, you couldn't do that. Like you had to have somebody who was like one of the dudes in the group had to have enough perseverance to like come up and like work enough days to like save up to buy a keyboard or an MPC. And then you would have niggas that would do that and then they would buy it. That's my nigga Key right there. Then you would have niggas that would buy that shit and they would do that shit and they would just buy it and then they would never be able to figure it out from there. You had to be lucky enough to find a dude that would like buy it and then still have the perseverance to fucking figure out how to make a beat on a keyboard. You know what I'm saying? Like it was keyboards. He was making beats on keyboards and MPs. You know what I'm saying? Like, so then like I bought my nigga all of this shit, bro. Motif keyboard, MPC. I bought the whole shit. I had came up hard as fuck way back then in like 2001. And so like back then I had been like doing the whole, like setting up a group, trying to get this whole shit going. Like we was producing and shit. And so we did that. When I first met him, you would be able to, you would save, you would be making beats on like a Triton keyboard. And so they would save on like floppy disks and shit. So like he would just go and spend like $20 on like a pack of floppy disks. And then he would just like, he didn't have a keyboard. So when he would be on his break, he would deliver sodas. He was a soda delivery dude. When he would be on his break, he would go to Guitar Center and make beats and then put the floppy disk in and save it. And then later on at night, when we pull up to the studio where one of the OG niggas had a keyboard, he'd put that bitch in and pull that beat up and then we could make music.
That's
and
some
shit.
real grind shit.
Yeah, that's like real. That's how we started out, bro. I would literally go buy him floppy disks and we would just go over there. Sometimes if he didn't have work, he didn't have a car because he would deliver. So then if he didn't have work, I would just go drop him off. And by the time he knew it, they already knew what we were doing at Guitar Center, but they weren't doing no tripping. They just like, Like he would just
cool
be
like
making
that,
beats. Like they'll never be tripping. Like especially if somebody in there making bangers.
Yeah, but
like all that's gonna do is sell their equipment. Like they weren't doing no tripping.
that's real shit.
So like that's really how like all this shit started. Was like way back then, just always doing that shit.
So what moved you out here? When you moved from Texas to out here?
About 4 or 5 years ago.
And why'd you do? Why so?
Oh, so you ain't even been out here like since the beginning type shit.
Nah,
Well, since
nah.
not the beginning, but you know.
Not even. Like I just came out here. So I had like all of that shit happened a long time ago. And then like all of that shit like went up and came down. Then I fell off. Then I came back and I fell off. And then I started doing my own shit, Dro Fe, like about 5-6 years ago. And I came out here, like I said, I was coming out here on like some trap shit, like just moving around. And I just started noticing like out here was way more opportunity. It was like right around the time, I was talking to Sonny about it the other day, because that's when I met Sonny. But it was like right around the time, like it was like after rodeo, like after days before rodeo.
Okay, yeah.
But like Sonny and all them had been working with Travis. It was like Sonny, Metro, Sizzle, everybody was working with Travis.
That era
and they had been working over there in Atlanta and like working in LA. And they kind of like turned up LA, kind of like, I feel like them the niggas that turned up LA for everyone to come out here.
Talk a little bit more of that, like what you mean?
I mean, I just felt like that was around the time that like niggas was like, I mean, of course, people was in LA working, recording, studios. People had always come out here to do the music, but I feel like it just happened to coincide with right around the time Airbnb got popular. Just like a good mixture. Like if you look at what happened in LA around that time, it was like Travis like blew up. Those giant producers was like working on his project. They was over there in Atlanta working. Then they came over here. They was working on it. And then like everybody on the internet looking at everybody in LA, like damn niggas in LA. And then it just, in my opinion, I mean, this is how my vision, I don't know if this is exactly how it happened, but in my opinion, then Airbnb was around at the same time, right around the time that scamming was around. The kids was scamming hard. And then LA just blew up. LA was just like, bet we gonna be, you know what I mean? Like I remember being here before like a lot of people was coming, like a lot of people was here, but like I remember coming here like at the beginning to where like now it's like niggas is out in LA. Like you running into everybody on Fairfax Air. You know what I'm saying? Like
You said they brought like that Atlanta vibe, like this like some Atlanta shit. Just you know what I mean? Like
I said, I started this house with Sonny Digital, and a lot of the people that I met was from him and was through the Atlanta Connect. You know what I'm saying? Like Atlanta showed me a lot of love. But for the most part, around here, I try to like show love to everybody, but I always try to show extra love to Texas.
Yeah.
So we always had like Trill Sammy, Dice Soho, me, Maxo Cream, Tay Money, Flex and Fab, Cincy Molly, Lil Brook. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, Bugatti Casino, like 10K, like just people, you know what I'm saying? Even Travis came through, kicked it with us a couple times. My boy Mafia brought him through. He sat here, smoked weed with us and shit. Like, so I try to make sure and keep Texas always heavy in here.
Talk to us about these billboards, man, that we've been seeing all over LA and shit.
Yeah, bro, today, like the second interview, it's been going down. I ain't gonna lie, this shit crazy. Like, I mean, like, you know what? Like, it's like, you know, when you do some shit and you're like, bro, I'm finna do this. And then you're like, but then like, it just work out perfect. And then you like, damn, that shit was fire. Like, I can't believe that shit just worked like that. Like, it doesn't always happen like that in life. Like, you get a lot of shit done and it doesn't go exactly the way you wanted it, but you still got it done and you still proud. But like, sometimes some shit just happen where you like, damn, that's crazy. Like, it really did happen like that. Like the way, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what happened with this shit. Like, it was just like, nigga, one day I was just tired of seeing all these niggas. Like I said it in the other interview, I was like, bro, like, why do Post Malone and Ariana Grande and these giant artists need billboards anyways? Like, how much traffic is that billboard driving to there? Like how many, like, okay, because like the whole point of like these streaming services is revenue, right? They're getting a small percentage of every stream, right? So if you're gonna, why put up a billboard for somebody that's already gonna go fucking diamond? Like that, how many streams is that billboard really gonna add to a diamond artist than when it would do to like more upcoming artists, right? Because those people are gonna go diamond regardless, but these people aren't. So if these people are gonna go diamond regardless, you're gonna get your money off of that. Why not put your advertising dollars into people that aren't gonna go diamond that maybe you could push to diamond? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I never even thought about it like that.
And then now they're making more money because they're not having to fucking put money into people that are already going to do those numbers regardless of what type of promotion
That's
they
real
get.
shit.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
It's
that
like
just come from
wasted.
me being in the streets looking at it like I'm just a street nigga. So I was like, all right, bet, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put up these billboards and I'm going to make it look like they the ones that put it up.
Wow.
So I called my fucking dude and I fucking told him, I called my fucking dude and I told him, yo, I want to fucking set up a billboard, make it look like Spotify. We did it. And at the time, Spotify was doing all these like end of the year cap. So I was like voted, best trap rapper.
Yeah.
Put that on there. And then like, it did good and I was lit. And I was like, bro, I'm going to do another one. Fuck it. So I did another one. And it was the Apple Music. And then they got mad. They took it down. They hated actually.
They said you cease and desist or some shit, right?
They sent a cease and desist, yeah. And then like we took it down, we took the Apple off, and then we put it back up. But now it's all good. Shout out Apple. They got me going like next week to go do like an interview over there.
Yeah,
that's what's
that
up.
shit really did.
Yeah, so it's
good
cool.
ass investment.
Yeah. So then that happened. And then then before that, like shit was already popping though. Like niggas was already coming because of the beats by that time. Like it was already like that nigga young guy, once he pushed play, like I could take him to any session. He pushed play on the keyboard, niggas gonna rap. Like that's really, I be telling niggas like young guy was what made like me being able to like be a businessman, but like young guy is what made everything easy because that nigga's beats are hard as fuck. And he the new truth. Like he the best producer in the game, in my opinion. Like, and like, I don't give a fuck who you tell that to. Like, nigga, everybody else, they greats and giants and all of that. But to me, young guy's gonna be the new GOAT. And like, when he pushes play, nigga, like niggas is rapping, bro. And it just made it easy as fuck. Like, just made it easy. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, made it easy as fuck.
Talk to us about some advice you could give to somebody that kind of wants to be more of that CEO of a label type position, role type shit.
You can't want to be that shit. You got to be that shit already. That's it. Like,
That's it.
I've been opening stores. I opened my first store in the flea market when I was like 17. You know what I'm saying? To sell like fucking, I can't even remember what the fuck I was selling. Like some type of CDs or some type of t-shirt or some shit.
So you got to be a hustler.
Yeah, like, I mean, what the fuck? Like, how you gonna fucking help other people get money? You can't even get no money yourself. Like, fuck out of here.
So for someone that is a hustler, they like been doing stuff like you said in the beginning, like having.
Yeah,
those,
I would suggest the only reason that I'm still rapping is because I'm not a quitter. So like, I started something, I'm finna fucking finish it. Like I could have been like a long ass time ago. I could have Sony offered us a giant deal. I used to be in the Spanish group. I used to rap in Spanish.
Oh, wow.
But I was like, my boy got mad at me. I'm like, nah, like I didn't start out my career to be a Spanish rapper. That's a cheat code. Like everybody want a Spanish rapper right now. Like fuck that. Like, and this was like 10 years ago before all of this. We had a giant deal on the table. And I was like, nah, fuck that. I want to do it my way. You know what I'm saying? So the only reason I'm still rapping is because I started out rapping. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm finna finish what I'm doing and I'm finna let everyone hear my story and all that shit. But like, to anyone else who wants to be like a boss in this game, if you already a boss in the streets, like, don't try to rap, nigga. Just be a boss. It's way easy. Like, I would have just did, you know what I'm saying? Like,
be an investor. Type shit.
Yeah. It's all good to be an investor. Like, you gonna get bread. You gonna do everything. You gonna live like a rapper. You know what I'm saying? You gonna do all of that shit. Like, you gonna be straight. Like,
so like, talk to us about baby rappers. You be talking about baby rappers and shit.
baby, well, I just be saying like a lot, like it, like I got shit. There's one of my little niggas is over here right now. He not a baby rapper and he's 14. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't be talking about like when I say like a baby rapper.
I know you don't mean that.
I don't mean by age. You know what I'm saying? Like not a young OG to me.
Type shit.
But like I just be saying like a lot of these rappers nowadays just don't really be talking about anything at all. And they never really had a hard ass life. Like, okay, you from the streets. Like, nigga, you're 17. Like, what the fuck? Like, nigga, that doesn't mean nothing. Like, even if you just grew up like the most poor or whatever, like, that's cool. You from the streets, I get it. But that don't make you, that don't make you like a crime boss or like a crime lord, nigga, because you sold a couple 50 packs. Like, nigga, like, it's niggas out here like me, nigga. I'm in my fucking 30s, nigga. Like, that's what I meant. Like, I didn't mean no diss to Jay-Z. Somebody hit me the other day like, oh, you was dissing Jay-Z in that article. I'm like, nah, not really. I was just saying Jay-Z was out of the streets by the time he was 26. That's cool. That's great. That means he grew up. That means he's 50-something now. So, boom, half his life he was in the streets. That's not my life. My whole life I've been in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't get out of the streets when I was 26 years old. and move around and get to move around with like super rich white people and learn the ways of another culture in order to that's really good at getting money in order to, you understand what I'm saying? Like I ain't get to learn none of that shit.
I feel you.
Like I was in the streets still until, you know, fucking a couple years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what I meant by baby rappers and all of that shit, is that like a lot of these times it'll be some niggas that, like, there'll be niggas that right now, there's niggas right now that they're praising in the game that I know for a fact didn't have no money before they got on, was borrowing clothes from producers and people that was putting them on before they got on, and now they just the biggest boss in the world trying to give advice to niggas. How you gonna give advice to nigga when you just a lucky nigga that some people put on? That shit don't make no sense to me. Like, nigga, that's not real advice, bro. You made up your whole life. And now you got some shit. You like, I'm not taking nothing away from the hood, because growing up in the hood is hard. I didn't really grow up in the hood. Like, I grew up right next to the hood. But my mom, I grew up with my mama. My daddy had hella paper, but he didn't fuck with us. So like, we was just like, my dad bought my mom a nice house, and then I just lived in a nice house, but we was always just eating cereal for dinner and just always fucked up because it was just me, my mom, and my sister and shit. So I'm not from the hood, so I'm not gonna take nothing away from anybody who just lived like a really, really hard life coming up. But that still doesn't make you like a street boss. Like, that don't make you
or
nothing besides for just, like, you understand what I'm saying?
Or like a real entrepreneur.
Or like a big ass drug dealer. Just because you from the hood doesn't make, not everybody from the hood a big ass drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Like, and so that's what I be mad about. Sometimes I be talking about this shit. I be like, bro, a lot of these niggas don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. And then everybody else running around listening to them and shit and just praising them for the shit. And the whole game, just everything getting all fucked up. It didn't used to be like that. Like, back in the day, all the rappers, if you was a rapper, you either had to be the best rapper in the world, like Twista or Nas, or you had to be one of the realest niggas in the world, like motherfucking E40 and Pimp C and fucking Tupac and, you know what I'm saying? Even Tupac was like the most the least realest niggas of all of those niggas, because he came up like in arts in school. But he also had a Black Panther like upbringing, so he already had all the knowledge. So when it came time and he felt like people was trying to kill him, he just became a whole nother person, one of the realest people we ever seen in the whole world. I feel like he the best leader of our generation, but like, at the same time, I'm saying, like, you didn't have no fucking Little Xans back then, bro. And like, Little Xan Mexican, and I'm Mexican, and I always like to see Mexicans doing, but you didn't have no bullshit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have no motherfuckers who just blew up because they had some fucking face tats and looked kind of fucking, like, looked dumb as fuck, really. You know what I'm saying? But it looked good on pictures, and it looked kind of funny on photos and on online, and it got a certain aesthetic. And now all of a sudden you up, like, ain't no reason for none of that shit, bro. Like, that's the shit to be having me mad, honestly. Like, cause nigga, like, back in the day, nigga, what we grew up in, it was like, there was real niggas doing that shit, nigga. Even back in the day, bro, even if you go, it was always real niggas doing music, nigga. Like, even Cadillac Records, nigga, fucking Muddy Waters shot the nigga right there on the side of the road who was trying to be like him way back in the Gap. They was out there singing blues and shit, but they was gangsters doing some real shit. Like, nowadays, bro, it's a bunch of fucking pussies, bro. Like, that shit be on my nerves. But I keep all of that out of this house. So, like, when you see the people that are over here, it be people, like, there's people that come around that we don't fuck with. Like, and then I just don't let them come around no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the people that be around be people that I feel like they're authentic in their own way. Like, everybody can't be the hardest street thug like me, but you got to be authentic. I feel like authenticity is really what's missing the most. But I grew up when the gangster rap era was in, so my rap that I look at how rap should look like is gangster rap. You know what I mean? Like, so that's just how I look at it.
Can you compare like this, like what we're going through now in rap to like any other like music, like throughout history? You know what I'm saying? Like any other little era?
I don't know. I mean, right now, it's kind of like when Diddy and them niggas was kind of like just making a bunch of fruity shit, like real soft. But they were making hits, though. That's the difference. They were making hits, though. So, like, you can't take away from what they did. It was just, like, the visual aspects of what they was doing was like that. Nowadays, you don't got to make a hit to be famous and shit. So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just make some shit that, like, people are jamming for a little bit and looks a certain way and, like, kind of be on. But nowadays, fame ain't the same as it used to be. Like, it was, like, way harder to get on TV than it is to get 1 million followers on Instagram.
So I got a question. So
like, it's way harder to get on. It was way harder to get your video on BET back then than it was for you to get 1 million followers on Instagram today.
I got a question. So seeing how the way stuff goes now in this industry, right? Like if you got attention on Instagram, then you can blow up and be the biggest rapper ever, right? You ain't got to be authentic. Does that make you change how you move? Like when you got producers on your team, do you try to take certain aspects of the current way things are and then apply them to them? Or do you like just want to keep it?
Nah,
like
them niggas
way?
go hard. I just like, there's just a lot of people that ask for beats that don't get beats. You know what I'm saying? There's hella people that ask us for beats that I won't. I'll be like, all right, I got you. I won't send out no beat. Like, to me, we don't really want you rapping on our shit.
Okay, talking about beats, like from an artist standpoint, what's some advice to producers who want to, you know what I'm saying, making the game?
I mean, shit, nigga, you just gotta go hard, bro, and make sure your drums is hard, and make sure that your shit go hard, and like, don't be no little hoe with your beats, like running around. Just like find some niggas that go hard and just group up with them. Like most producers come up with somebody. Like look at the producers that came up last year, like Tay Keith, he came up with Black Boy. You know what I'm saying? Look at, of course, he was probably doing this thing before, but they came up together. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like just find somebody to attach yourself to that you feel like you gonna go hard. Look at ChaseTheMoney, him and Valee, like they paired up, kind of, right? Like, so just like I would do that. I would concentrate on like, don't like worry too much about sending beats to niggas online. Like, find some niggas in your area to go hard and like help produce them. Like, be a real producer. Like, don't just make beats. Like, being a producer and making beats is too tough. I can make a beat, like, but I produce a lot more than I make beats. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Like, I'll be making sure, like, bro, there's times, bro, when we're here and everyone's here, and there's times that I'll just probably smoke a whole ounce of weed, just making sure that there's blunts going around the room to make sure that the vibe's right, to make sure the music's getting done.
Sacrifice.
You feel me what I'm saying? Like, I'll spend extra $200 on a zip just to smoke that shit, just to make sure that whoever's here, whether it's like my nigga Key right here, he probably gonna come record right now. Like, if he here, he gonna be like, yo, turn off the lights. I want everyone quiet. Roll up some weed. Like, we gonna do it all. Like, we gonna make sure, like, that's what a producer is, bro. Like, it's not just making the beat. Like, you gotta curate the whole shit. You gotta make sure them niggas wanna come around you and make music. You know what I'm saying? They feel comfortable around you and shit, and they fuck with you. Like, you can't be no lame ass nigga, bro. That's what I be telling people, bro. If you a lame ass, bro, first of all, the most important thing in the whole world, bro, is rap. And all of this shit, bro, lame niggas is not supposed to do it, bro. And you gotta be honest with yourself, bro. If you a lame nigga, bro, just go get a job somewhere, bro, and just, like, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of these things, bro, like, because everyone could do it, that, like, everyone does it, and there's no, like, really way to say that you're pro. So, like, if you play basketball, niggas will be like, oh, you play ball? Be like, what'd you play? Be like, oh, I was varsity, or, oh, I went to college, or I played D1. Or I played at Duke and be like, oh, damn, you really balled. And be like, oh, I went to the league. Oh, damn, you a real baller. Right. And there's your pecking order. Boom. With rap, I could be on, like, I mean, I'm not the greatest rapper at all by far yet. I'm just barely coming up. But I could be on Complex like I am right now, and I could tell somebody on the street, like, yo, I rap. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, my little cousin raps in the garage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they'll compare, like, there's no, like, pecking order in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should be weird as fuck.
I feel that. Hell yeah.
He said it can't be no lame ass nigga, man.
Nah, I feel that.
So real quick, man, tell us about this project you got coming out in Paris with Louis Brzezinski.
That's not next. Next is Big Narco Volume 2, which is like, it's like real emotional. Like, I got put a whole bunch of like my heart onto that bitch. And we turn up a little bit too. I got Valee on there. And then after that, we going to Paris. Me, Young God, and Fang. And we're going to go meet up with Brodinsky, and we're going to do a project called Narcos in Paris. We're going to shoot the videos over there. It's all going to be done over there.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You ever been out there?
Nah, I ain't never been over there. So. I was supposed to go already, though, but I chose to get that second. But we was going to go do that, and I was like, nah, I'm going to do the second Billboard instead. I'm going to just go do that later. And it worked out. Better like this way.
True, man.
For sure.
Another dope episode, man. Shout out where they can go follow you and check you out, bro.
Dro Fe, it's easy. Just put Dro Fe, just Google Dro Fe or put Dro Fe on any one of the apps, whatever. DRO_FE or space FE. And on YouTube and all of that shit. NARCOWAVE 1423 shit.
Back though, bro. Another dope episode, man.
Peace.